And so this is going to be all about really putting some work into making this thing turn your business on Google. So I'm going to let Pia take it away. But first,
well, hello. Yeah, as people start coming in, I would like to know, Steve, how many people that are here actually have a Google My Business listing. Can we do a poll? And if you do have a listing, doesn't mean, it's optimized or it's fully filled out, but how many people here today have a Google My Business listing?
Yeah, see, I can answer yes. It's not
This
the
is
most
pretty
impressive, but it's
cool.
there. So yeah.
Yeah, I can see it live. That's great. Okay. Some people I'm just learning about this for the first time. Like, what the heck is this Google My Business?
Welcome,
Yep.
those of you. You're my peeps.
Yep. Not sure if my company has a listing. That's a great, we'll go over that today. We'll find out. But it looks like the majority, 65% so far, have a listing. So this will be good for you as well, because there's some tips and tricks to make it super awesome and take it to the next level. So,
all right, so let's share the results so everybody can see.
that's great.
And there you go. So yeah,
All right.
so this doesn't surprise me. I think a lot of people, when this came out, said, sure, I'll set it up.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the end of it, I think, for a lot of people.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that you're on today. You can definitely learn some stuff. And those of you where this is something brand new to you, pay attention, because I think this is going to really help your business.
Great. All right. So we can get rid of the poll. It's on my
Poll is
screen.
gone. You can just close it.
Oh, I close it. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I just want to give you a brief outline of what we're going to cover today. We have something for everyone. People who have a listing, people who don't know about Google My Business. We're going to talk about what the heck this Google My Business is and how to optimize it. And when I say optimize, I mean you complete it. So there's certain things that you want to fully complete. It's a listing. So you want to make sure everything, all boxes are ticked and everything to get the maximum results. And then the other part of optimizing is, how do you use it? Unlike Steve, we don't want to just set it and forget it. We want to use it as a social media platform, which is a big concept for people. It's like, how is this a social media platform? Well, I'm going to show you, and it's essentially going to drive traffic to your website. So the other thing we're going to talk about is, how does it do that? How does it get me more leads through traffic to my website? And then how do you use it as a marketing tool? How can you just set it up where, it doesn't take a lot of time, but you see a lot of results? So let's get started. If you go to the next slide, Steve, I'll tell you a little bit about myself, so you know why the heck you're listening to me and all that good stuff. I consider myself the Chief Imagination Officer of Fingerprint Marketing. I started 14 years ago because I wanted to give small business owners control over their website, and also wanted them to leave a unique fingerprint on their market and not look like every other small business, especially today. I'm a serial entrepreneur. This is my fourth business. I've been a BNI member for 12 years and I love it. It's been very, very, very good to me in the Sammamish area. And I'm a speaker. I love to speak. Obviously, I'm not doing any speaking right now, but when COVID is gone, I'll be speaking again. And I'm a Google fangirl. I sleep, eat, drink. I'm obsessed with Google. Not because it's just fascinating to me. It's just fascinating because when you think about people like, oh, I hate Google. It's like, they're always like making it harder for my business to be successful. And in honesty, yes, it's a business and they have to make money. However, they're there to serve consumers, right? They're there to get the searcher exactly what they want. And that's their whole goal. So that's why I'm kind of obsessed about it, because the more I learn, the more I can help my clients. So anyway, that's me. I'm going to share my screen because this is actually going to be a live workshop. So you guys are going to see in action how you can optimize your Google My Business listing.
Okay, so while you're going into that, I will say, if you have a question, please put it in the Q&A section so it does not get lost in the chat.
Yes, please.
And then if you've got a comment, just put it right there in the chat. No worries.
Yeah, we'll have a Q&A at the end, right?
Oh yeah, we'll have plenty of time for Q&A. So as we're going through, make some notes, put some questions in Q&A, and we'll take it from there.
All right. Okay. Can everyone see my screen? Can I get some yeses or
Yeah, throw some
Yep.
yeses.
Okay.
Okay,
Awesome.
good.
Awesome. Awesome. So I wanted to first tell you what is Google My Business, and I'm going to shorten it to GMB sometimes. So that's the shortened version. So Google My Business essentially is a business listing where your business will get found in Google search and Google Maps. The only difference is that it's local. So it's not necessarily for national brands, it's for local businesses, and not just brick and mortar, service businesses as well. So you could service all over Washington, that's where I'm from, and still have a great Google My Business. So when you do a search, how often do you do, say, HVAC near me or restaurants open near me? You don't even have to type in near me, but Google knows they're watching, right? Google already knows that you're searching from that area, and they want, and distance is a huge factor to what they serve up in the search results. So that's why Google My Business is so powerful, because what you're essentially doing is you're giving Google the most information about your business that you can to have them serve you up in the search results. And it's free. You don't have to pay for it. It's unlike pay-per-click. And I wanted to give you an example. So if you were to type in your business name, so this is what I called your brand, right? So your business name, not .com or anything. If you are on Google My Business, you will see a knowledge card. This is what they call a knowledge card. And on mobile, it's actually at the top. So imagine people are looking for your brand, Fingerprint Marketing, or whatever your business name is, and you get top billing. I mean, that's huge, right? So that's why it's so important. So we're going to go through and optimize. This is my listing right here. So you can see I've gone in and I've optimized it, and it takes up a lot of real estate, lots of real estate. So I'm not sure if you've heard, but Google is trying to give searchers the most information that they can give without someone having to go to your website. So I know this is counterproductive, right? It's like, wait, I want more traffic, so why would I give it more information? Well, because you're creating a hook. Okay, so it's a consumer experience. So for example, if I were to look for, I'm just going to use HVAC near me. So I'm looking for, someone to fix my air conditioning or something. A lot of this stuff is pulled in from Google My Business, and the consumer is going to look at this information, and how are they going to pick? Like, how are they going to pick which service to go with? Well, they're going to look at the information that you've provided. So reviews, and let's look at it on a map. They're going to look at reviews. They're going to look at location. There's a link to the website. So all this stuff, it just lives on Google. So the more information you give them, the better. Let's see here. So let's dive in. So now you know what Google My Business is. The second thing is, how do you find out if you even have a Google My Business? So what you're going to want to do is simply go to business.google.com. And this is mine. I'm automatically logged in. So I don't want to log out, but let's see. Let me do this so you can see what it actually looks like. So if you just go to business.google.com, you're going to come to this landing page. And if you already know that you have a Google My Business, but you're not quite sure like what my password is or whatever, you just go to Manage Now. And it's going to ask you for your Google email and sign in. If you don't know, just, you can say learn more or forgot email. There's several ways around it, but it is your Google login. If you don't have one, you can, and if you do have one, you can sign in. If you don't have one, you can go here. Well, actually, I take it back. You can go to, let's see. They used to have a tab where you could just go search, manage my business profile. Of course, just like technology, everything changes at the last minute, right?
Blake
So,
says it was under manage now.
manage now. Okay. Okay. Here we go. So you can try to log in, and if you don't exist, you can say create account. So I have an account. So I'm going to show you what it looks like on my end. And we'll open this here. So this is the back end. So let's say that you've created your account. Oh, let me back up, Steve. Sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. So let's say that you want to establish an account. Here's what you have to do. You put your address in just for the postcard. So you're going to get a postcard in the mail because they want to establish that you're a legit business. You don't have to make that public. So if you're working from home or you don't see clients, if you're a service business, you go out and service people, you don't need to have a physical address, but you do for the postcard. So once you get that postcard, make sure that you're not thinking it's junk mail. It'll say Google, and they'll have a code on it. And then you'll go back to the landing page that you get and type in the code, and you're off to the races. Once you do that, you're going to come in and you're going to log in, and this is the dashboard. This is the back end. So essentially what we're going to do is we're going to walk through all of these tabs to optimize how to make it the best, like 100%. So there's a lot going on here. So I'm going to start with the info tab. And please put your questions in the chat because I want to answer anyone's questions or comments.
Out in the chat in Q&A.
Okay. Okay. Awesome. Okay.
This way we don't lose them.
Yeah. So I clicked on this link right here, info. And the first thing we want to look at is categories. This is really important. You can have one primary category at the top, and then you can have, I think you can have up to 12. They increased it. Subcategories. So these are all my subcategories. So you just click the little pencil and you choose marketing. And if you put your cursor on the line here, you can see that you can actually, oh, see, now they changed it again. Once you start, I will add a category. Yeah, see, it'll start pulling in things when you start typing them. There's actually 3,000 categories, Steve. Can you believe it?
That's a lot.
Yeah, that's
Sounds
a
like
lot.
BNI categories.
I know. And so sometimes it can get frustrating if you have kind of a different business and you're trying to figure out like, what's the name of the category. So you can I have a list. I have the list. If anyone wants it, they can reach out to me. There's 3,000 categories, but it's pretty straightforward for me. I'm a marketing agency and these are the services that I have. So I would encourage you to add as many subcategories as possible. So make sure you hit apply. So you're saving all your information. So this is up at the top. And then we're going to scroll down, and this is my business address. You don't need to show your actual address. See, this is filled out, so it doesn't show me, but there's a little tick box that you can check that says, don't show my address publicly. So that's there. This is super important. How many times, so this is more for brick and mortar businesses. How many times do you look online and see that a business is open and you go and they're actually closed? So during COVID, you got to make sure that these are updated clearly, especially if you are typically open during holidays or typically closed during holidays. These should be kept up at all times. And add more hours. This is for, like Thanksgiving or holiday hours. Your phone number, of course. And here I'm going to give you a little tip. When you're putting your information on Google My Business or Yelp or Avo or any online directory that's being indexed or scanned by Google, you want to make sure that the format is exactly the same. What I mean by that is if your address is 4th Street and street is spelled out, you want to make sure that street is spelled out on every single directory. And there's hundreds of directories out there. So that's our first tip. Same with the phone number. You want to make sure that the format is exactly the same. This is an advanced tip, but you can actually track how many people come to your website from Google My Business listing. This is just a tracking code that can be set up in Google Analytics. And if you want to know how to do that, that's another webinar. But it's really great because now you can see where people are coming from and how they're getting there. Appointment links. This is so important. You can add, I'm going to actually get rid of this because I want to show you what it looks like without. So people can actually make appointments on Google search. They don't have to go to your website anymore. So you just add the link here. You can add 2 links. You can add as many links as you want. I have a calendar on my website, so I just put that in.
So can you use something like a Calendly link or something like that?
Yeah, so I'm just going to go to my calendar. I'm going to copy my link to my calendar, and then I'm going to paste it in here. Apply. And there you go. It says it's under review, but Google is pretty fast. So like by the end of today, it'll be on there. Products
had no idea that existed, by the way. So that's good to know.
Are you getting an A+ so far?
I am just writing stuff down here.
Products. So this is, if you have an e-commerce store, or if you have actual products that you sell in your store, you can add these. There's tons of options here. You can add videos and pictures, but we're not going to get into that quite yet. So services, this is a little bit different than category, and you have a lot more leeway here. So I'm going to click the edit button and show you what I have. So you can see that I have set up kind of modules, and I actually need to go back in and optimize myself. I started well, but then I stopped. So my primary category is marketing agency, but then my subcategories, I just added podcast development, marketing strategy. You can add, gosh, I don't even think there's a limit, to be honest. And then, so these are like under the category of marketing. So this is where they belong. But then I have graphic design, and then you can do logo design, brand. I mean, you see how you can really drill down to cover all your services. I love this, right?
That is great.
Yeah. Yeah. Isn't this great? So it's like, oh yeah, I'm marketing, but what do you really want people to know? So here's an example. When you click on that, I put in the services branding. You could put a price. You could put a price like a range and service description. So I'm getting an F right now because I need to go in and get a service description. So I'm telling you guys, make sure that everything is optimized. Make sure you use the maximum word count, everything. I had a client.
So just to be clear, all of this works as SEO to find.
Yes, all of this works as not just SEO, but your prospect's experience.
Yeah.
So when they go to search and you come up, you are a clear winner. It's showing all this information. And you're like, okay, they obviously have their act together. It's kind of akin to someone who goes to a store and they haven't cleaned the windows or they haven't refolded the sweaters. It's like, okay, they obviously don't care about their business, right? This tells people that you care and you want to make sure that they get the right results. So I just put this in here, but you can have up to 300 categories. I'm going to say something about descriptions because this will come up later in the webinar. Make sure that the first sentence or two are going to hook your reader. Especially if you're in your business description, it's like, oh, I was born and blah, 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 like they don't need your bio. They need start with a hook. What problem do you solve? how do you solve it, and how do I get a hold of you, or how do I make an appointment, right? So that, and then you can add to the description. So that's this is services. So I'm just going to go back this section again. Make sure you put any questions in the Q&A for anyone that's coming in late to the webinar. This is big for my women-led entrepreneurs and small business, especially in Seattle. Seattle is really keen on doing on hiring vendors locally and women-led, not because they have a quota to match, but some people just are looking for women-led businesses.
Yep.
The other one that is in here is veteran-led, which I have a few clients that actually only hire veterans. So a lot of people look for that when they're looking for vendors. Black owned, this is brand new. So these are the three that show up. Now, I will tell you that these are custom to my business. So for example, if you're a restaurant, these will be much different. So they will have things like ADA compliant wheelchair access, or, you know, anything that's, you know, what a restaurant should have or that you might be searching for. Health and safety, this is big, especially for, you know, COVID. So if you see clients in person, like a hairdresser, you want to make sure that you go through these, right? So again, this will be different on your business profile, the attributes, depending on, you know, what your industry is. Online appointments. If you don't have this checked, I would highly suggest, because we're all on Zoom, right? We don't really meet in person anymore for right now. So what do? Even if you don't have an appointment calendar, you still probably talk through email and say, okay, let's get on a Zoom, let's get, you know, call. So that's considered online appointments, right?
See, I love this because I work from home all the time, during COVID or not. And that's a nice way of me to say, please don't come to my home. Rather just do a Zoom call with you.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So these are called attributes. So here's your business description. And again, you want to put your hook in the very top. And then I actually should go in here and maximize my characters, because I can actually add another paragraph. So, you know, what are the problems that you solve? Who do you work with? You can be very specific, because who wants to waste time and money vetting prospects that aren't really a good match, right? So go ahead and say exactly who you're looking for. Statistics are huge. For example, if you're an SEO company, maybe put in a statistic here that we help medical clinics, you know, double their business with local SEO or whatever that is, right? Obviously don't make stuff up, but take it from a case study or something like that. So you're piquing interest. So people are going to want to go to your website.
And Pia, is this text only, or could you do things like bullet points or something like that?
Right now it's text only. I think they do that because, you know, there's so many different browsers, and then you've got mobile, that I think it would just be a cluster of people if it had formatting on it. And then it is actually a really good idea to put when you started. A lot of people are like, well, why does this matter? Google weighs that because you're an established business. And then add photos. I'm going to get into this a little bit later in the webinar, but you can add photos here. Okay, so that is this side, this column. If you want to see what you look like on search, you just want to click here. And we already looked at this, right? So you've got your knowledge card, you've got your organic SEO over here. And then here's a great one, share your business profile. So here's your special link that you can share on Facebook or Twitter. I don't know why they don't have Instagram, but anyway, share via email. You can also view yourself on maps. So again, when you have a Google My Business listing, you're showing up on search and you're showing up on maps. So this is
will this be for any Google Maps?
Yes.
They open? Yeah. Okay.
Yes. And then a real quick aside, if you, it might be a good idea to go to Apple Maps and make sure that you fill out that profile as well, because from what I understand, Apple Maps has a different algorithm than Google Maps. So for example, I have 10 restaurant clients and they're constantly changing their hours because of COVID. And we found out that even though I'm changing the hours on Google, for some reason, it wasn't updating on Google, on Apple Maps. So if you do have a brick and mortar business, you want to check that out.
That would be apparently this dweeb, Blake, uses Apple Maps sometimes. And it's
We're PC here.
maps.apple.com.
We're PC here. We love our Macs, but we're PC. Okay, so I want to see here. Obviously, we don't want anyone to be marking permanently closed, God forbid. Temporarily closed, I don't know if anyone needs to use that. Remove listing if you're going to close the business, I guess. Google Assistant calls. So this allows people to say, call Fingerprint Marketing, or, call HVAC near me, and it'll come up with, on Google Voice, it'll come up with options. So make sure that you have this clicked as well, because voice is pretty important and it's getting more prevalent as we go along. Don't need to worry about this right now. So good. All right. So that's
all of this stuff is like available. I had no idea this back.
I know, and it's all free, and it takes literally, I'll walk my clients through 45 minutes. They're all done.
Yeah.
That's it. Okay. So the next most important is we're going to go down to reviews, and I'm actually going to give it over to you for the next poll, Steve.
Okay. Let's do a poll.
I hope I'm not boring anyone. I really geek out on this stuff because I know how powerful it is.
I'm curious. Here we go. Let's see. Can everyone see this? What percentage of, can you see this at all? Everyone see it? Yeah, there we go. I see votes happening. So that's a good thing.
Awesome.
All right. What percentage of consumers trust online reviews on average?
Yeah, so what did you guess, Steve?
I figured it, for the most part, they would mostly trust reviews, but not all of them. So I'm going to go with like 70%, maybe 45. It's interesting. I work a lot with books and Amazon reviews, and I know a lot of times they try to game the system, people who self-publish.
I know.
And they're putting in reviews that are not necessarily legit.
I know. Awesome. Well, I will tell you, it's 85%. 85% of people trust online reviews. Yeah. And this is online reviews. This is not testimonials that you've put on, your website, which we all know you can just fake it, right? Yeah. So this is like the Yelps and the Google reviews and everything. So, oh my gosh. So I have some homework for you guys. Don't freak out. But my homework for you is to get 25 reviews on Google My Business. So on Google reviews, 25. And once you get to that milestone, I want you to push for 50, because I'll tell you, 25 Google reviews is the pivot point. I've tested it, and it's going to lift up your business. So don't ask for them all at once, okay? Because if you're live in BNI, you don't want them all coming from the same location. But I can give you some great tips offline on how to gather Google reviews. But that's your homework. Let's get 25 reviews, let's say by the end of May. I think that's doable.
That's very doable.
Yeah, I think that's really doable. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen again. So many buttons to push. Oh my gosh. Okay.
Hey, you're back.
And I'm back. Okay. I want to make sure I'm not skipping anything.
We definitely want to look at photos for sure, right?
Yeah, we definitely want to look at photos. I'm just making sure that, okay. So let's talk about reviews. So reviews are probably the second most important thing that you can do for your Google My Business. The first is to get all the information. The second is reviews. And we've got I've got several reviews. I think I'm up to 55, but I've been doing this for a long time. Okay. I've been in business for 14 years. I've been gathering reviews ever since we opened the door because I know they're valuable. So don't be hard on yourself if you have no reviews or only a couple. So I'm just going to say a couple things about reviews. Several things actually. When you ask for a review, ask specifically what you're looking for. Pia was awesome. Pia was great on the phone. That's not going to get you more business. You want to say, I'm looking for a review. And again, it depends on who you're talking to, right? If you can ask them this, say, I'm really looking for a review on your experience with how did the web design process go? Or how are your leads after working with us? So specifically asking them for results so they can put that in their review. So the more specific they are, the better. The second thing that I will say is you need to respond to every review. And I'm not joking, every single review. And the faster you respond, the better. So good reviews, because we all want to be acknowledged and seen. So we want kudos for giving you a review. And the more specific you are, the better. Not like, oh, thanks. Like, oh, thank you so much. I'm excited for your new program. It's going to be awesome. So give a little love back. Negative reviews, it's the way of doing business, unfortunately. So, if it's something that is not accurate, you can put in a ticket to have it reviewed. I had some guy give me a bad review thinking that we were a pizza joint. I was like, okay, this obviously is a mistake. They took it down. So when you're answering negative reviews, obviously you don't want to get into a spitting fight in public, right? You want to look professional. You don't want to be reactive or defensive. You want to just say, hey, thanks for bringing this to our attention. I don't even think giving excuses is a good idea. Like, oh, we were going through, we had limited staff that day. I just think, thank you for bringing it to my attention. I would love to get more details offline, right? Please reach out to me. And this is something you're showing the public that you care about your consumers, and you're showing that you're a professional, and you are showing the person that wrote the review that you're taking them seriously. Okay. There's nothing worse than someone who's being ignored and they need a solution, or they just need to be heard and no one's listening to them. So I'm getting off my, I have a lot of opinions about reviews. So, and then, okay. So reviews, any questions on reviews, just put it in the Q&A.
Yeah, one quick question.
Yeah.
Spencer's asking, how do you submit a ticket?
Oh gosh. I will have to get back to you on that because I have not had to do one for myself. I know that there's
Since the pizza incident.
Yeah, the pizza incident. I actually had my developer do that for me. But I will find out the answer and I will let you guys know. The third most important thing that you can do for your listing is to add photos. So I have a second homework assignment for you guys. You're going to be like, oh, I'm out of here. I want you to try to put up 50 photos. I know that's a big number, but I'm going to give you a ton of ideas. Photos are one of the things that will get you higher up in the search results and that Google takes seriously. Because again, it all comes down to the experience, and 92% of communication is visual. So they're going to reward you with that. So here's some ideas. First you want to have like your logo and so forth. You want to have, so for my industry, I'm just putting in our work portfolio. You can put in pictures of your office. You can put in pictures of you and your team going out for dinner or having a meeting. You can take pictures of your products. You can put pictures of your tools of the trades. Let's say you're a service industry, and you're fixing, you're a plumber or you're a roofer or landscaper even. You can do before and afters. I mean, there's hundreds of ideas, right? Go ahead and download the Google My Business app. It'll make your life so much easier because we're all on the go. You can shoot pictures and upload them instantly. onto your profile. And it's called, let me look it up for you guys, because it's not, you won't search, I turned off my mobile, but it's not called Google My Business app. It's like, I don't know what it is. Maybe you can Google it for me, Steve, but put that on your phone so that you have no excuse not to put pictures up. So my goal for you is 50 photos. Okay. So products, tools of the trade, team, service industry badges, awards. Maybe you're speaking, maybe you're meeting with a client and they say, hey, let's take a picture. Happy client. The other thing that you may not know is that you can upload video. Which is huge. A lot of people don't know that. So video, of course, is going to get you an even bigger lift in the Google results. They say 30 seconds or less, but I've seen videos that can be up to 90 seconds. It really depends on the size. And I'll tell you that right now, because I wrote it down.
So we got in just a quick note. You can get the app, Priscilla is saying, on Android called Google My Business.
Yep. It should be on iOS too.
Sure it is. I'll check right now.
So the limit for videos for you guys is 100 megabytes. I usually just stick to 30 seconds, but give it a try.
And there is a Google My Business app on iOS as well.
Okay, awesome. Thanks, Steve. So for video, I would encourage you to do testimonials. I would encourage you to do, okay, so this is where it's a social media platform, Steve. This is where you can think of it as a social media platform. You do stories on Instagram and Facebook, do stories here. Do like man in the street, or you're out doing a landscape project or whatever it is. Put up a quick video, okay? Down and dirty, doesn't even need to be edited. Some people like to edit their videos, just put it in there.
Right. Darren says he can upload a 50-second video from his iPhone. So
awesome. That's great. Yeah. So start thinking about video on Google My Business, because this will pop up when people are searching.
Nice.
Yeah. So they should actually put photos and videos as the title, because I think it's misleading. And I think a lot of I can guarantee you that your competitors aren't doing this. They are not putting video on their Google My Business. Did you have a question, Steve?
I do not.
Okay.
You can keep going.
Okay. So we talked about reviews. We talked about photos. Let's talk about messages. Okay. So currently my messaging is turned off because I'm not active on it. But if you are, let's say, HVAC or, someone that deals with emergencies, if you turn this on, people can actually text message you directly, which you obviously may or may not want. But if you are in an industry where timing is everything and someone reaches out to you and sends you a message like, I have a leak, I need a plumber, who is going to get the job, right? The one that we can contact the most. It's just like, with phones, it kills me how many times I'll call a vendor and no one picks up the phone. I leave a message, never hear back from them. Or I fill out an email form, never hear back from them. People are impatient these days. They want immediate results. They want solutions to their problems. That's why chat works so well. That's why text messaging works so well. So you can turn this on. It's totally up to you. So let me make sure that I have gone over everything before we move into questions.
We only have 38 questions.
Only 38.
I don't know if we're going to get to all of them.
Okay, well, the last portion is super important. So posts. This is where the social media hits the road. So I keep this updated every week, and I'll tell you why. Because after 1 week, your post gets removed. It goes down. So it's kind of like Craigslist. If you guys remember posting on Craigslist, you have to keep posting every week.
Yeah.
I don't know why they have a limit to it. That's the limit. So I post every week. I post similar to my Facebook profile, my Instagram profile. I have a photo, can be anything you want. Always put a photo with your post.
So are these archived anywhere, or is it just, does it vanish like a story?
No, they're archived in your dashboard. See, This is like, this never goes away. So if you wanted to like repost it, you could do that. Isn't that
Okay.
awesome?
Yeah, that's very good.
Yeah. Look, I've already had 55 views this week on my
Nice.
posts.
Cool.
So this is kind of like a mini blog,
Mhm.
right? So here's the best part about this. So if, let's just say we're going to do ad update, you put your photo or your video here,
Mhm.
you write your post, and I don't know how many, I was hoping I could get the text count, but check this out. For every post,
Mhm.
ta-da, you have a call to action.
Nice.
I can tell you your competitors are not doing this.
Yep.
So book a call, order online, buy, learn more, which I use for my blog posts, sign up, call now. That's super powerful.
That's great.
Yeah. Again, write your post with the hook in the first 2 sentences, and then don't forget to hit publish or else it won't publish. You have some options up here. Let's say that you are a restaurant. Again, you need to give them a COVID update. This gets a lot of lift in Google search because people are searching for issues around COVID, like restaurants open near me or whatever. This is kind of a filter. Offer, this is cool. So if you have a product that has a 10% discount or 20% offline, you can do that here. You can actually add a time that it starts and ends. So let's say you have a launch that you're doing and you want to give people a fast action bonus. You can do that in here. So it'll turn on and off. Additional details, you can add more details. You can add a coupon code. And then a link to redeem the offer, and then any terms and conditions. I mean, this is huge, right?
This is great stuff because a lot of people already do this on Facebook.
Exactly.
No reason why you can't put it right into your Google My Business.
You know what the difference is, Steve? Facebook is where people are going for entertainment and to connect with other people. People who are on Google search are buyers. They have buyer intent.
Yeah.
So this is the audience you want to go after, right? I'm not saying don't do social on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter. I'm saying these are where your buyers are, right?
Yeah, I agree.
What's new is just another post. Event. So if you are doing an event, even if it's an online event, I would promote it here. The good thing about events, funnily, is they don't go away until you take it down. So these are public for as long as you want.
Okay.
Products, you can actually upload products. We're doing this for a skincare company right now. We're adding all their products, and look at how much information you can add. And then you just add the buy button.
Got it.
I mean, how awesome is that?
My weekend is booked. I'm going to be doing this.
Okay, so this is super important. Insights. This is kind of your Google Analytics of Google My Business,
cool. Yeah.
Right? So it's not really robust, but there are a few things here. You can see that people have found me on maps 605 times, listings 1.56, and it's a little limited on how you can look at your data, but it's 1 week, 1 month, 1 quarter.
But look how cool that is. You got 414 views in 1 week.
Yeah.
I'll take that.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Yep.
Right. I had an acupuncturist who I went through this with him and optimized. He doubled his business. Now, this is a disclaimer. I'm not guaranteeing this happening with everyone. He literally doubled his business in 3 months because he did this one thing. He got more traffic.
Yeah, it's amazing.
So what did they do from Google My Business? Let's see, in the last week. Okay, not too good, but visited my website, request directions, and call. So I don't have a lot of this because I don't have a button to click to call. I have my phone number on my website, but this is great for service businesses.
I do like, though, that you got 9 people to go from here onto your website to learn more, because those
exactly
seem like they're ready to do business with you.
Exactly. And again, right, they're buyer intent. They're ready to buy. They're not just like, oh, it's, checking me out.
Right.
And then let's see here, directions, phone calls. This is not really set up for me, but this would be good for like plumbers, HVAC, that kind of thing, roofers. Photo views. Oh my God.
Look at the crazy number on
Look
photos.
at this. This is why photos are so important. Let's look a week.
1,000.
Come on. Come on.
Yeah.
Right? Look at my competitors. Look at
Mm-hmm.
how I rank with my competitors. Okay. I'm telling you, your competitors are not doing this.
Yeah.
Right? So that's insights. Let's see what else. I just want to make sure I cover everything. There's so much to
Oh,
cover.
we're going to have to jump into Q&A because it is already 12:47.
Okay.
We're almost
Okay.
done.
Okay. All right. I'm done. I'm going to stop sharing my screen.
All right. Great. Let's
And then
go.
let's do the poll, the last question, if you don't
Oh,
mind.
yeah, sure.
Yeah.
All right. Final poll. This is an important one. You know my answer. How many here will go and update your Google My Business listing after this webinar? All right. We got a lot of people saying that you're going to jump right on
Working
it.
on
I
it
love
today. That's awesome.
Yeah. If anyone needs Pia's help, you can reach out to Pia. Do you want to, Pia, just put your contact info into the chat?
Yeah. The easiest way to get a hold of me, you guys, is go to fingerprintmarketing.com. And I actually have a download for you.
Oh, cool.
It's the top 10 website must-haves. So go to your website, check this checklist to see if you have these 10 things, and it'll help you with converting more business. It's fingerprintmarketing.com/website tips. And can you put that in the chat by any chance?
Yeah, I just did, but I didn't do the website tips. So go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. So it's fingerprintmarketing.com/website tips. Excuse me. And then I also want to give you a call to action to join our core BNI webinar on June 11th. It's 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, noon Eastern Standard Time. And it's going to be all about the new Google algorithm changes that are coming out for customer experience. It's going to change how search is seen and how you do as a business. So.
Right, so we have almost everybody is going to get to work on this, and those who need Pia's help can reach out. And
I want to know who the two people are who aren't interested.
They just clicked that because I wrote that.
Right. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm ready for Q&A.
All right, let's do some Q&A. So let's very quickly start with Marcus does a lot of Zoom. How do you like the mic that you're using?
I love it, actually. I got it because I'm launching a podcast next month.
There you go. Sounds good. All right. So can you clarify, please, is Google My Business the same as a Google listing?
Yes.
Okay. That was an easy one. Is it possible to have a Google business listing without a physical address, only online?
Yes. When you go to enter your address, there's a checkbox that says, do not make I don't know the verbiage, but do not make my address public. So you can do that. Here's a tip too, because Google does favor brick and mortar. I got to tell you, because it's more local, it's like a physical place. So if you want to take advantage of that, don't tell anyone, but you can actually go and get a address at UPS. I'm sorry, UPS. Don't get a box. They'll give you like a street address, so you can use that, and then you just have to verify it with the postcard.
Okay, great. Dan says, if we have the information on the right side when we Google our business, does it mean we already have a GMB account?
Very likely, but you want to make sure that someone else has not taken it on as their business. I've seen this happen a couple times. So you just want to verify you are the owner of that.
Oh, Marie Jo, I agree. My business is online and do not want to have a picture of my house as my business front. What should I do?
You click that box. Do not make my address public.
All right, excellent. The listing is tied to your Gmail address. Can you give your listing access to all your emails that are relevant to that business? So I guess if
they're talking about security, maybe.
Yeah, but I mean, if you have a business email that's tied to your domain, I'm sure you can list that. Though, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. My business is a services business that does not have a brick and mortar address. Should I use my home address on GMB?
Use your home address for the postcard, right? But again, check that box. Do not want to make it public. But there's a section that we didn't go over that's called service areas.
Mhm.
And I encourage you, I don't know how many you can add, but I think there's like 20 you can add. So like I added all my counties that were close to me. Um, it's
That
keep
helps with
adding as
those
many as you
near
want.
me searches,
Yeah,
right?
near me. Yeah.
Okay, let's see. I just saw local search ads. Are you going to touch on those? How do they differ from regular search?
Those are Google AdWords, and we don't have enough time to go over them.
Yeah, that's another one.
But I will tell you this. If you do that, this is free and this is organic, and it's a cumulative. So whatever you do on Google My Business is going to leverage you over time. With pay-per-click and Google Ads, it's you turn it on and it works, and then you turn it off and everything's gone, right? So just think of it that way. And you're competing with a lot of big businesses.
Right. Let's see. My business is online only and don't really go to my office. Better to put fake hours or have it as always open.
Always open.
There you go. Is there a way to check if we are not the owner of the business and not the person who would set up the account? Oh, I see. So you're an employee of a company to find out.
What's the question? If you
Is there a way to check if we're not the owner of the business and not the person who would set up the account?
Google, they will ask you claim this listing. If you're not, it'll either say log in because it's identified you as the owner, or it'll say claim this business.
Right. Okay. If you only see clients by appointment, how do you indicate the hours?
There's a box there that says by appointment only when you're filling out your address.
Okay, great. Let's see. Are the attributes pre-designed or do we get to make our own?
You don't get to make your own, and it's based on your type of industry and business. But if anyone wants the list of categories, there's 3,000 of them. I'm happy to email it to you. Just it's pia@fingerprintmarketing.com, and I invite you to email me anytime you want.
Okay. Let's see. Why do you want to max out your characters like in attributes in this day and age of short attention span? Shouldn't you just get to the point?
Because there's algorithms.
Yeah.
There's there's a balance between the consumer and the algorithms.
I agree. You have to talk to the people first and then the robots. And that's
Yep.
why Pia mentioned get to the point up top
Yep.
and then add your other stuff.
Yep.
What if we've only been in business for 2 years? Does that weigh adversely?
No.
I think what she's referring to that point where we talked about the established and what year, but I think even 2 years is better than.
Exactly. It's not going to demote you or anything. It doesn't weigh very heavily, like very minimal. But when you do have a long-term business, that just adds to it.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Maximize characters help with SEO, but do potential customers read all that is written?
No.
You know what's interesting?
I don't.
I think it depends on the product. Like if I'm going to buy a car, I'm going to read everything.
Yeah.
But if I'm going to buy something like, a chair or something like that, I just want to get to the point of it.
Yeah.
I filled out my GMB. I now see that from the business has been crossed through that turned to red print. Along with my email address. What does that mean?
So it depends. I'd have to see what the post is. You can always email me. Sometimes there's some verbiage that might not be accepted, or it could be too long, or sometimes it needs to be reviewed. Sometimes there's posts that need to be reviewed and just give it a couple days.
Okay, great.
Can I say one more thing?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
So just so you guys know, the public can actually make suggestions to your listing, and if you don't delete them or accept them, Google just makes them on behalf of the consumer, which is crazy. So you want to make sure you're checking your listing at all times, that someone hasn't gone in there and like changed stuff.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, Blake is asking, can you leave a review that includes photos?
That I've never heard that question. I don't see why not.
As long as there's a way to attach them, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a great question. I'm gonna have to look that up.
Should each photo be named with the name of your business?
No, but I'm glad you brought that up. You want to name them not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You want to name them like Web Design Seattle, or just use your keywords to name those, because people are searching and they do pop up.
Right. All right, well, we are almost out of time here, but let's just do a few more. Let's see, I've tried to load a video that I've saved on my OneDrive and it doesn't show up to select when I try to load it in.
That
That's
sounds
another
like
follow-up
out of
question.
my wheelhouse.
Paula, you're asking all the hard questions today, but definitely send an email.
I know.
What is the limit? Sandy's asking, is it 100 megabytes?
Yeah, 100 megabytes, so between 30 and 90 seconds. Just play around with it.
Great.
And you can
Amy is
take-
saying, by the way, you can put photos on reviews.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for looking that up for us.
Yep.
I learned something today.
I know. That's pretty cool. In post, what does the rejected banner mean, and how does that happen?
It could be the sizing, if it's a banner, or it could be the file type. There should be an information thing on there that tells you what type of image you're uploading.
Yeah. Shirley says, Steve, are you not posting to BNI My Business? No, I am not. That is someone else's job here at BNI. I'm just working on my own business. Okay.
I know we should have gone live, Steve. We'll have to do that for the core one.
I know, right?
Right.
We're going to do 2 more questions and then we're off. So Jill's asking if you offer classes on specific topics on Google My Business.
I do one-to-ones with my clients where I walk them through how to optimize. And then also we have a brainstorming session on content strategy. So if you're interested, again, just email me, p@fingerprintmarketing.com, or you can schedule a call on fingerprintmarketing.com.
Okay, a lot of you have asked, are we going to be able to see this? Yes, I am going to post this to our BNI Team USA YouTube channel. So you can look for it there, but we'll also send out a link as well. All right, and so we're going to leave it at that. Thank you all for being on today. For
This
those
has
of you
been
asking
fun.
about,
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, give yourselves a CEU. Just put it right into the app, Mary, if you've got your BNI app, you can put it in just like that. And one more time, it is pia@fingerprintmarketing.com.
All right. Thanks,
Pia,
you
this
guys.
was so much fun. That hour flew by. It was only supposed to be 45 minutes, but boy, do we have a lot of questions. So everyone, please do your homework and work on this. I think you're going to get some really great search results, and let us know how it's going. So Pia, we're going to see you again in a few months with another.
June 11th for the new Google ranking factors.
Yeah, so that's going to be fun too. So we'll send out links for that next time, and we'll see you then. So take care, everybody.
Okay, bye.